Hey everyone, it's great to see you. Welcome back to another quest walkthrough. This one is Speak of the Devil. Added in the next gen update, it'll get you some pretty cool XO2 armor by the end of it and take you through quite the story. It begins here at the Wattz Consumer Electronics. We have a little vertibird just patrolling the place. Let's have a little look. Where is it on the map? It's at the dead center. So think Mass Gravel and Sand. We've got Cambridge Crater, the BADTFL, Tucker Memorial. The more known location nearby is the Cambridge Police Station. Head east and you'll eventually find it. It's also the beginning in the Automatron DLC, the campaign just over there. Right, let's head on in. And the quest begins right over here. If you want the marker, just go over and find the quest. To be honest, it's given the moment you walk out of the vault, you can begin this right away. Don't recommend it though, because there's some enemies along the way that may prove quite deadly. So let's go over and see. Before the update, this didn't exist. But now that it's here, it's pretty awesome. Can't lift any of the models though. But we can see a little note on the Black Devil Volume 1. Let's have a read. It seems like we've been fighting off raiders ever since I moved back home. They're like roaches. You kill one and 10 more crawl out of the cracks. I asked Pa how he dealt with them, and he said he didn't have to. Back in the day, there was this guy, they called him the Black Devil. He made it his mission to drive all the raiders out of the Commonwealth. Whenever you needed his help, you just tuned your radio to the station, and he said he'd be there. So, naturally I wanted to know what happened to him. Pa said he didn't know, but a year ago the radio went static and it's been Raider Heaven ever since. But last week I was told to the old Wattz building looking for scrap and came across the display that mentions the devil by name. There's a few hollow tapes which I couldn't make heads nor tails of, so I asked my cousin Richie for help because he's good with this kind of stuff. He thinks the tapes might have music in them, a way to summon the devil. The blurb in one of the hollow tapes mentions 2 radio stations, AM 810 and FM 52.7. Richie thinks it might be tied to the old relay towers with the same numbers, just northeast of here. Maybe we can use it to send up some music back to the station. Anyways, I'm leaving this note here just in case. I'm probably just being paranoid, but I get the feeling we're being followed. Still, if my hunch is right and for some reason we don't make it, someone has to finish what we started and bring the devil back to the Commonwealth. Let's have a wee look of the holotape itself. So, pick it up. It will be useful later on. As for the tower itself, this relay tower is just a very short walk away. Head east and cross over till you get to the Poseidon Energy Turbine and keep on walking and you'll find the relay tower. Now let's have a look at the holotape that we just picked up. Now, of course, being called... It threw me off because it's the Black Devil Volume 1, not Black Devil. Okay, let's have a little look-see what we got. The Devil Cometh. Introducing the Black Devil. By day, he's a hard-working janitor, cleaning toilets at the local police station. By night, he's a commie-fighting superhero, here to uphold our core values of truth, tax loopholes, and the principles of the free market. Working with the US government, the Black Devil gained his superhuman strength by merging his body with the Constitution. Covered in the impenetrable ink of our founding fathers, he hunts down communists with a gusto known only to the devil himself. So when communists invade your neighbourhood, just tune your radio to AM 810 or FM 52.7. Make sure to turn the dial all the way up. Only when you play the music of America will the Black Devil recognise you as a true patriot and come to the rescue. As for the music, as a true patriot, the Black Devil loves all the songs that celebrate America, but of that large and illustrious catalogue, there are 3 in particular that distinguish themselves as his favourites. The Battle Hymn of the Republic is a song that foretells the judgment for the wicked. For when the Red Army hears its melody on the breath of our soldiers, they will crumble in agony and pain, as their ears are too frail to withstand the sheer sonic power of freedom. The Stars and Stripes Forever is the heartbeat of a military march. While the Battle Hymn prepares one for war, the Stars and Stripes are the echoes of our artillery fire, the sheep war of music. Lastly, America the Beautiful. Not much more needs to be said about this timeless ballad, for America's beauty is what we fight for and aspire to protect. That is why these 3 songs have been chosen as the Black Devil's signature music. As a soldier, warrior, and God-fearing American, when he hears them played on the radio, he will answer the call. Alright, gives us a bit of background on that. As for the relay tower, let's jump on over straight to it. And we have arrived. It looks like an Enclave remnant will be in the area. There's actually a couple of them trying to hunt down the Black Devil. For you see, he is equipped with XO2 power armor, which means it's a little nasty. And they certainly don't want that falling into the wrong hands. And so they're under the commands to retrieve everything. Note, completing this will lead on to Echoes of the Past starting, as a Enclave hit squad will be sent to take you down. There will be a lot of music in this when you're doing it. I don't have music on for copyright reasons on YouTube, but you will have quite the melody playing. Oh man, I should have never helped Connie with that radio. Now he's done for. I was in the bushes when they took him. One of them said they were taking him to that old police bureau across the river. It sounds like they wanted to interrogate him. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. You can upload the Stars and Stripes, but Connie still has the tape with the other music in it. He's so clever though, he might find a way out. I guess all I can do is just wait here and hope he comes back. Well, we can save him the time. And let's load in the relay. We've got to extend the satellites first before you can upload it. Don't worry if you're seeing that screen and you're like, there's no upload button. Just press it. This will deploy out. Once they've finalized deploying. Oh, it's still busy. There we go. When you start seeing radio signals, you know you're able to load the AM right in, transfer the files, Stars and Stripes Forever, and Battle Helm of the Republic. Now that we've done that, the mission will now proceed us on to our next thing, which is to investigate the BADTFL offices. Really, there's 1, 2, 3. These locations are very close to one another. Not close to the final destination, but, you know, we'll go to the BADTFL offices. Even if you've cleared it, that might make your time a little easier. But let's head straight on over to it. And, of course, just being located south of the energy turbine might be worth your while discovering this. You can fast travel straight away when you're doing the quest. Do keep in mind there's a couple of raiders and a random encounter nearby that can be pretty nasty. So, bear that in mind. Let's go. Now that we're over here. By nasty encounter, I mean over there. Yeah, there's even some gunners, so you can kind of get what I'm alluding to. You don't want to deal with the death claw that tends to spawn there. Now, as for the BADTFL offices, it is crawling with raiders. One tip I will give you is that in this room over to the right hand side, it's a police protectron. It is hidden behind, well, not hidden, it's stored behind this expert terminal. If you can unlock it, he can be of some great help. Alternatively, there's a turret over there that you'll have to worry about. But provided you've cleared this out of any raiders, you can just waltz straight on in. See what I did there? Because you started off at the waltz place. Connie here has one of the notes and a confession. Check the wall. Very important to check the wall, as there's cigarette paper. Password is El Diablo Vine or something. So now we have a password. Interesting. Okay. So with that, where do they want you to go next? You have to play the FM holotape. That is fine. So obviously it was the AM, or it was the FM one that we picked up. So we'll go to FM. There it is. Music catalog. Now if you have Hacker 1, you have a chance to unlock it. If you have Hacker 3, you'll unlock it pretty much straight away. Or you just go grab the password there. Makes it 10 times easier. Some functions are locked. Please enter a password. No worries. Enter password, which we can because we know what it is, because we picked up that note. Instruction manual. This holotape can be used to play, record, transmit audio. If you possess a wireless radio, you can share music between terminals, making it ideal for parties or social gatherings. Record audio. Well, we could, but the disk is full. The transcription is these. So this is the interrogation here. We were trying to summon the Black Devil, get him to protect the farms, the unknown person. The man you're looking for is no hero. He's a thief, and the armor he wears rightfully belongs to the Enclave. You're talking nonsense, pal. The Devil's a guardian, protects the farm from scum like you. Your opinion's irrelevant. All we want to know is where to find him. Why don't you check a police station? I hear he works there by day cleaning toilets. Maybe you ought to take a real good look inside one. Sergeant Hodges, do me a favour and hand me that hammer. Ooh, gets bad here. You're wasting time. We know you have information on the XO2. Fine, give me a paper and pencil, draw you a map. And a cigarette. I need to smoke, helps with the creative juices. Would you like something to drink as well? Maybe a massage? Officer Bradley here does excellent work with his fists. What I need is that cigarette and not just one whole pack. What does this mean? Check the wall. Didn't you know? That's where the devil is, in the details. He's being deliberately invasive, says Hodges. Look, if you can't find him, maybe we should call him out. All you need to do is sing his song. Enough stalling. Tell us where the armor is. Connie says, oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. Not this again. Oh, purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. For God's sake, will someone shut this man up? America, America, God shed his grace on thee. Careful, torture might make his testimony unreliable. I don't care, I just want you to shut his goddamn mouth. Next one. Sir, we found the armor. It was a hunch, but based on the prisoner and what he said, we checked a nearby police station, and it turns out there's a utility tunnel under the Boston rationing site that matches the description. Good work, Sergeant. I'm sure retrieving won't be a problem. Officers are working on it as we speak. What should we do with the prisoner? Leave him. If he's lucky, he'll bleed to death before the raiders find him. So obviously, this tells you that the reason you don't find any Enclave is because they've already been here and sorted all that out. So that means we can head on to the Boston Police rationing site. Now, if you need to know where that is on the map, it's located in the downtown area over here. Except it wants you to go to the relay tower first instead of the police rationing site. Does it say there's a split in the quest? Nope, it wants you to go load the FM holotape onto the relay tower next to the rationing site. Well, it would be silly not to comply, so think you can hide? Taking out that raider will allow me to fast travel down to here. So again, nearby places, there's West Roxbury, there's Big John's Salvage and Mass Pike Tunnel East. So if you see any of those locations, you know you're getting close to the relay tower. Diamond City being over here, so it's just southeast of it. I also believe this one's guarded by mole rats that pop out. So take care of that one. Once again, extend the satellites. While that's working, I assume yes. The mole rats will then make their appearance. There's only a couple of them. You should be able to take that out. No problem. So radio signal's fine. That means we're able to activate it. And we can load the holotape. Transfer America the Beautiful. And boom. Now that that's done, we can investigate the police rationing site mentioned. And the good news is, that's not too far away. So we can take a little jog over to it. Through the forest. You're going northwest. To get to the rationing site. It's not that building you're looking for. You're actually looking for one more in the western direction here. Just hop up over those hills. The sun sets on another beautiful day in the Commonwealth. Couple of rad stags, but nothing too scary to deal with. So now that we're here, I will say that thousands of hours worth doesn't count for anything when you realize that, well, the way I always finished this mission off or cleared out the rationing site, I would either go to the Mass Pike Tunnel West or the Mass Pike Tunnel East. You get in the middle of either of those because it's the one tunnel, and then you work your way out to the police rationing site and the same place we're going to. Turns out, you can just do this. I never noticed. Oh. Also made a bit of a fool of myself there, but that's okay, because that's how you know these are genuine guides. Cross, and over here, jump across again. Jump onto this roof, and voila! You're in. Get the trunk. You can get the army terminal. Fight some old rats. And into the utility tunnel we go. For you see, if you go down in here, you're going to come into the fusion core room. And then the next takes you down a winding tunnel. Some more resident mole rats that need taking care of. There's an advanced lock terminal, but we want in here. Now, at this point, you would do a little bit of a save. Sergeant Reese's holotape is actually part of the Police Boston rationing site. Turn on the radio, and Speak of the Devil is complete. Look at this beautiful specimen of armor. Absolutely awesome. Have a little look at the security. Oh, not the terminal. Turn the radio on. You can examine. This is the terminal. That's what got me a little confused there. There's some items just darted about here. You can pick up. And notes in the XO2. The XO2 power armor is a real piece of work, designed to fit with most standard mods. It looks a tad bulky due to the additional plating, but the composites are ultra light, so mobility's never been an issue. I've also added a few unique touches, like modifying the Tesla coils used on the T60 to work with the suit. The difference is the framework on the XO2 let me build around the plating without having to strip the base mod. So you can fry the bad guys and still have room for a medic pump, some servos, hell, even a cup holder for your beer. Nearly singed all my hair off installing the electrodes and the pauldrons, but it just works. It just works. The raiders will be lucky to lose their hair. Find some dog tags and a bit of a story on this. There's also a wee terminal to the side, which we will have a look at in a second. Leaving the Enclave. I was once a military officer, a patriot who wore the uniform with pride. I finished with honours at the academy, rose quickly through the ranks, and joined an elite troop known as the Devil's Hand. As a Special Forces unit, we were given access to new prototypes, the crown jewel of which was the XO2 power armour. With it, we cleansed the wasteland of mutants, ferals, and the impure. We found old technology, discovered uncharted lands. We did it all with ruthless efficiency. For that, I was decorated, distinguished, and yet I felt more disillusioned than anything. We mocked the outsiders for being unclean, but after each mission, it was I who felt dirty. Everything was done to maximise Enclave resources and strategic positions, with no consideration for those behind the cost of our labours. Some were children, others barely born, but if you ask me why I defected, it wasn't one thing. There was no crying child, no singular event that made me turn. My belief in what we were doing simply eroded over time, like a callus slowly peeling off the skin. I used to believe the Enclave was here to protect the ideals the country was founded on. Now I realise it couldn't be further from the truth, and so I left the Enclave for good. Becoming the devil. At first I wasn't sure if they'd come after me. The suit was valuable property, one of only a handful of modern XO2 prototypes, but the colonels were facing issues on a number of fronts. As it turns out, President Eden's death provided ample distraction for my defection. Maybe there'd be a time where the rent would be due, but for now, I was left to roam the Commonwealth by myself. One day while scavenging, I came across an old holotape for a locally syndicated radio program. Show was terrible and was rightfully cancelled after a few episodes, but the devil was a caricature with horns and a pitchfork and multiple catchphrases. But the name of the character drew me in. He was a devil just like me, but somehow he didn't let that define him. They turned him into a real patriot. Before I knew it, I started emulating some of his backstory. Found a bunker under the old police rationing site with plenty of resources. I started listening to distress signals on the radio and helping out settlers. In the radio program, the Black Devil could hear the songs of America from thousands of miles away. I can't do that, but what I can do is set up a radio signal to transmit the old Enclave songs I have on holotape, and hijack a few iBots to monitor nearby settlements remotely. Some of the settlers have picked up the cues and started playing the music when they need help. I've limited the station to broadcast only a handful at the moment. I have 8 in total, but I'd rather not play them all. Some of those open up old wounds. Humble request. Okay, let's see. I need to shut off the radio for my own sake. Back when I was with the Devil's Hand, we used to play them while in the throats of battle. When I became the Black Devil, the music put my mind where it needed to be, but now too many of the wrong memories get triggered by the melody. Besides, with my health being what it is, I can't be the devil anymore, so I've decided to leave the suit here and hope someone will take up the mantle. To whoever is reading, I only ask one thing. To get through the door, you turn the radio back on. All I'm asking for you is to shut it back off, but this time for good. The console has a kill switch that will short-circuit the radio signal. Triggering it should disable the electronic lock on the safe, just in case you would need a reward to make it worth your while. I'm asking you this favour because I might still be out there living as a common civilian, and if I should pass by a radio, I'd rather not hear that music ever again. I can either short-circuit the transmission or restore the radio. So this is actually a second quest called Enclave Radio. Now, if you short circuit the radio transmission, you get the safe, and it gets you an Inferno mod for the XO2 that you can't get any other way. However, if you restore it, you've got the radio to play and all the songs with it. There's no rescuing settlers or anything like that, if that's what you're thinking. We'll short circuit it. That'll disable it so you can see what you get in here. The Devil's Inferno. Pretty cool mod for the XO2. And then as you exit, the Enclave remnants appear with their Commander Hodges and Hodges' journal. Honestly, I need that journal for the audience, so you shouldn't have done that. Alright, Hodges, let's read what you were up to during all of this, so my lovely audience can get the full picture, full story. Try as we might, we can't seem to bypass the security lock. The radio seems to be the key, but it only broadcasts static. Tuning in to existing frequencies has no effect. As a result of our failure, the Lieutenant sent a few officers back to the tower to recanvass the area, leaving the rest of us to absorb his rage. He's been extremely temperamental as of late. It's possible he's already infected. To be fair, maintaining any semblance of purity is difficult in this filth. If the Lieutenant's any indication, the cost of trudging back and forth through the toxic bile of the wasteland may be beyond repair. Just breathing this air, I can already feel the taint inching towards my brain. Nevertheless, leaving the safety of the base is justified. Having the XO2 in our possession will help us maintain our supply count as we attempt to re-establish contact with the Enclave. In any event, if we fail to uncover any relevant information, it'll be my recommendation to drill our way in. Concrete may prove more forgiving than this lock. So they couldn't get in. But thankfully, we were going to give them a way in. Alright. Dispatch of all of them. Get all of your lovely items. Get into your XO2. And that'll be you good to go. Some pre-war money and other things. I don't think the security terminal is... Nah, it's not for anything. It's just open the door. All linked up. A pretty cool quest nonetheless. And you end up here. I will show you where this exits out to, in case you were wondering. There's a little novice terminal. Shouldn't be too hard to crack. Easy peasy. Also, if you need to get in, it's an advanced lock terminal. And then you've got ghouls everywhere. So, head all the way up this direction. Hop across. And that will take you out to Mass Pike Tunnel East. And you guessed it. If you work your way over to the left, all the way up, that'll take you out to Mass Pike Tunnel West. And you're just going to find lots of ghouls. The tunnel's infested. East has raiders and then ghouls, and West just has ghouls all the way up. So, that is everything you need to know about Speak of the Devil. Thank you for watching. See you all in the next one.